Hello everyone, thank you for clicking on today's video. We are going to do our debt update finally. I've been trying to do this for weeks. A lot's been going on. First of all, I want to apologize for my appearance. I am a hot mess today, but I wanted to make sure I got this filmed for you, so please ignore my horrible appearance. But we are going to jump right into our debt confession. So my first video here on YouTube a year ago was our 2022 beginning debt basically confession. So I'm going to link it up in the cards and down below, so definitely go watch that video. But we're pretty much going to review what we went over in that video and compare and see what we have done, if we've paid it off, if we've paid it down, and where we are with our debt journey. So let's jump right into it. I apologize for my squeaky chair as well. So let's go right over here to our Excel. Okay, so we are going to jump right over here. So we are going to be working, we're going to look over here at our 2022. So this is what I went over in the original video. So, and then this is my chart here of how we're doing this year. So, or starting this year. So let's look at our first one here. So we had a Novant bill that we are paying on. It had a balance of $110.55. Our monthly payment was $34.85, and there's no interest on it. So let's take a look here and let's see what we end up doing. And we did pay that off. So we are at, ooh, I want to make sure you guys can see everything. Let's shrink these down a little bit maybe. Let's see if I can get us in that last column in frame. No, that's not gonna work. Let's see. Okay, all right, hopefully that kind of gets everything to fit in the frame. Sorry, I didn't notice that before. Let's see. Okay, all right, we should be good there. Okay, so we paid off that $110 bill. So let's jump here to the next one. So we had Jared. And again, I screen record, so I just want to make sure you can see everything. Yeah. All right, so next one is Jared. That is our jewelry credit card. So we had a balance of $371.89, $37 a month, and we did go ahead and pay that one off as well, which is awesome. Hospital bill, looks like we had a balance of $513.71 for $43. I believe that may have been part of Mason's surgery when he was a few months old. So we did pay that off as well. Our cell phones. So my husband and I both financed our phones through our carrier, and we had a balance of $623.22 per phone, and we were paying $36.66 on our bill every month for those phones. So we did pay those off as well. So let's see here, our atrium emergency, that was, I don't know what, I don't remember what that is. Oh, I think that was when that was part of the night before my son ended up having his hernia surgery. So let's see where that shows up here. Yep, so we did end up paying that off. I have to get this a little bit bigger. Yep, so we did pay off that balance as well. So that's awesome. So I guess here we didn't have a payment plan set up at the time, so I went ahead and just paid it off. So I want to preface this by saying that we did sell our house in May. Okay, so a lot of this came from that. I'm very blessed to have that opportunity. I know not everybody has that opportunity, so we want to make sure that when we made the money off we did from the house, we did as much as we could financially responsible with that money. So I would say probably 85% of what we paid off was due to selling our home. So we didn't use all of it for paying off debt. So we still have debt. I'm not going to, spoiler alert, I didn't pay off everything, but we did a great job paying down a bunch of it. So all right, so the first one here is our Nelnet. That is one of, I think, 6 Nelnet accounts I have for my student loans. So it looks like we've paid $40 on it. And so it's down to $23.86. Oh, okay, so this is one of the deferred accounts. So I do have one account that I am actively paying on, and then the other ones are still on the government deferment. All right, so Capital One, that is my credit card. We had a balance of $3,628. We paid $4,929, so that means that we charged more, and then we ended up paying more in interest, and then we did pay it off. So we are at 0 on my credit card, which is super exciting. All right, so Nelnet AC, that was another deferred account. I did pay $40 towards it last year, so we have $5,037.43 left on that student loan. Let's jump on to the next student loan here. Same thing, we paid $100 towards this one, and so our balance is $6,922.83. Clear balance. So clear balance actually I think this was my delivery of Mason. I did have a C-section, and so very expensive, so we did go ahead and pay that off. We had a payment plan going of $164 a month, no interest, and we did pay off that bill. All right, my husband's Capital One. So we worked really hard. So when we got the sale or the money from the house, we did pay the credit cards down to 30%, and then the rest of the way was paid off during regular payments and things like debt payments, things like that. But we did, when we sold the house, we only paid it down to 30% just to make sure that our debt utilization looked good, and of course to keep the debt to income down for your credit score. So for my husband's credit card, oh, looks like we need to enlarge this a little bit so we can see it. There we go. All right, let me shrink this column down a little bit more. Okay. And then, okay, so we had a balance of $9,856. We paid $10,525, so we are currently at $566.99. He has a 24.9% interest, which is ridiculous. So we're planning on getting his card paid off and not using it unless it's for gas, and then we're immediately paying it off. But I am thinking have him call and see if he can get that interest rate lowered. So we have a balance of $566.99. That is our current bill that we are working, our current debt that we are paying off in our debt snowball, which is exciting. We are very close to getting it done this month. I really want to get it done before the end of the year, but just couldn't quite make it. So our next student loan, we had a balance of $96.41. We paid $115 on it, so it's at $95.26. And then here we'll group these two. The next ones are student loans as well. We had, let's enlarge this a little bit so we can read it. Okay, so we had, I hate that you guys have a hard time reading this. Let's scrunch that in a little bit. Okay, so these two student loans as well, $10,546. We paid $130 on it, so we have $10,416 left. And then my other one is $11,837. I paid $1,785 towards it, so we have $11,820 left on that one. So those are pretty much all the student loans. So I believe it was, maybe it was 130, because it was, I feel like I paid more towards it, but maybe it's because of interest. Yeah, I do feel like I paid more than that. Interesting. Okay, I'll have to go back and look at that. But okay, so we'll jump to the next one. So we tried to be fiscally responsible when we got our money. So we did pay off my vehicle, which was a, let's scroll down. Sorry guys, there you go. We did pay off my vehicle, the Hyundai. We had $13,393 left on it. It was a 2016 maybe, small SUV. So we did pay that one off, and then we paid off our personal loan. The personal loan had a balance of $21,920. So we did pay that off as well. Super exciting. And then this is our van. We did pay that off. We did have a balance of $37,450.50. Definitely was not my favorite car at all. My husband was driving the small SUV, and I was driving the van, and I thought the van would be awesome, and it wasn't bad. I'm just not a van person. I realized that, and I wasn't happy in that car. So what we did is we ended up taking both of those vehicles and trading them in, since they were paid off on different vehicles. So as you see, as you can tell, our list of debt is actually longer from 2023 than it was in 2022, which I'm not proud of, but you'll kind of see where that came from. So in total, last year we had $143,599 in debt. Okay, so let's finish up our 2023 list of debt that we are starting this year with. So the Jeep So we traded the Hyundai on the Jeep, and we also put a significant amount down on the Jeep. So our balance is $12,206 for my husband's car. And then so we actually put enough down where we didn't need to get gap insurance or anything like that. And then my SUV, we put the van down on it since it was paid off, and we put money down on mine as well. So mine is a new vehicle, so it has 3 years at least worth of oil changes and car maintenance and all that, which to me is important. So we have a balance of $17,249 left on my car. So even though we have a total of $29,455 in cars, we had a lot more than that last year. Last year our car total was, let's see, why is my keyboard not working? Minus that one. What, am I losing my mind? I feel like, oh, there we go. I feel like my keyboard's acting weird. Interesting. Get that out of the way. Okay, so I'm not great at math, but you can see it looks like maybe it's close to 50,000 between the 13.3 and 37.4. And then, like I said, right now we have 29. So we definitely still have a lot less in car payment or car notes than we did with the other vehicles. But ideally, of course, we're trying to get these paid off. Okay, so let's see what's next on the list here. We have we had another Atrium bill, which is a hospital bill. We owe $80 on that one. And then let's see what's next. We have a Duke Hospital bill. I'm from North Carolina, so we did go to Duke Children's Hospital in Raleigh for a few tests. So we owe $160 for that one. And I've actually already paid that one off, but this is as of the beginning of January. And let's see what else. All right, MRI. So my husband injured his knee, or he's had an injury to his knee, so he had an MRI recently. So now we have a $909 bill for the MRI. We do have a payment plan on that, but we'll get it paid off here soon. And then last debt on our list, I think, nope, so that one doesn't have one. So, this is the total. Boom. Oh, of course. Let's see if we can extend this a little bit. There we go. All right, so we started the year at $143,599, just like over here. We paid $93,465.89 in debt payments, and we are left with a balance of $77,281.48. Yay! Super excited. Again, we could have done better, but the goal was, when we sold the house, was to pay off a lot of debt, free up our monthly income, and then save a little bit. So we do have 5 months of expenses set aside in a high yield, and then we also have, I'd say, 2 months worth of expenses in a more liquid savings account as well. So it's important to us to have those buffers. I didn't want to use all that money to pay off things. I wanted to make sure that we were comfortable and had a buffer just in case, with my son's medical issues that we know of now, as well as my husband's knee issue and things like that. I wasn't comfortable only with $1,000 as a buffer or a small emergency fund. So we do still have money, but if I get fed up enough with some of this, then I'll just throw some of that money at it. But we're doing great. We do focus a lot on debt. I can actually go through a few of these goals here with you. So I was saving some of these goals over here. So ideally we wanted to, what is this? This is not what I was looking for. Hold on a minute. Let me see what I was looking for. Unhide. Oh, there we go. Silly me. Okay, let's hide that and scroll back down. Okay, so the goal is to put another $1,500 in our checking account buffer. We are about $500 in on that, so we still have 1,000 more to go. And then I wanted to add another $150 to our savings. I did have to use a little bit of that like 2 months ago. I had to use around $150, so I want to make sure that gets back in there, which it should here in the next month or two, because we have $100 a month going toward that savings account anyway. And then our goal is to pay $8,400 to debt this year. I'd like to pay closer to $10,000 this year, but we will see. And then if my husband gets bonuses, that will be even better. So hopefully if he gets some bonuses, we'll be able to knock some more of this debt out pretty quickly. So guys, I hope you found that interesting. Again, we as you can tell, we spent more in payments than what we had in, because 143 minus 93 is not 77. But, that shows you what interest does and that kind of thing. So I definitely recommend paying off as soon as you can. But I'm very thankful to see it under 100,000. So thankfully we are at 77,000. We have a ways to go, but I think we're trucking along. Our goal is to be able to live life, but also be financially responsible and get this debt paid off. I don't want any of this debt being passed down to Mason in case, God forbid, something happens to my husband or I. I do not want any of this debt to be Mason's responsibility. So the goal is to get, especially those debts specifically, out of the way. That way we don't have to worry about that. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Definitely check out again the original video from a year ago, and comment, subscribe. I know this is a lot of debt for a lot of people, so please don't come at me with my car choices. I know that the cars are not the best thing. That's definitely one of those that we want to get rid of, but we drive a good distance to work every day. I drive my son to childcare every day. Having a reliable car is important. Having a comfortable car is important. And those are things that are important to us. You may find more things that are important to you, but everybody's different. Everybody's situation is different. So please don't come at me. I'm sorry if you don't like this. I don't recommend you watching debt confessions if people's choices in their debt upset you. The goal is for us to put this out here for you guys to be supportive and give us advice and help us along in the journey. So if you guys have any advice, definitely let me know down below. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.